Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? We back at it. It's Monday. We coming straight to you. This is Chef Dennis. I got some good content today. Got some good message for everybody. We got my co-host. Got to introduce my co-host first. You know what I'm saying? Tanika Graves is finally here with me to stay, guys. We gonna have good time. We gonna laugh. We might even cry sometime. But we about to get it live out here right now. We're gonna put the message out where it's born, and we're gonna do it good, and we're gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? We want someone to be encouraged, you know what I'm saying? We want them to be uplifted, and you know what I'm saying, and we want them to be empowered and by knowledge and our experience that's going on in life, what's going on in the world. So now with no further ado, I'm going to introduce my boy, my colleague. We graduated from school together, culinary school. We got Chef Lionel. Chef Lionel, I'm introducing. He's a father of four. You know, he's been doing it for 30 years, but I'm gonna let him tell it how he been doing. But I want y'all also remember y'all can follow him at BLK underscore iron underscore chef. That's his IG. Y'all can check him out there, some of his work. And then I'm gonna let you Chef Lionel, I'm gonna let you tell everybody what's going on, how you got to this point, and then we're gonna jump into the topic as you tell us about a little bit about yourself.
Right. Like you said, we went to culinary school together. I used to ride my bike to school. Remember that?
Yeah.
In Jersey.
Word
But
up.
yeah, man. Went to culinary school. Met Dennis there. We actually partnered up. Went to business together for a bit. Catering. I had an opportunity to travel, cater at vacation resorts. That was a lot of fun. Best time of my life. That's our retirement plan, by the way. All
Okay.
right, me and you, we're gonna be on the west coast of the Bahamas, flipping burgers.
I
Okay,
feel
renting
that.
out a Airbnb. We're gonna be all right. We got it planned out. But yeah, worked on movie sets. Um, worked with a lot of contracting companies. My mainstream was for 10 years, 12 years, culinary arts professor. That was exciting, very gratifying. And then do contracting with contract companies, and I do consulting, professional personal chef, a lot of private caterings, and now I follow up in the industry. I love it so much. I just want to give back in any way I could. Linking up with Chef Dennis is a pleasure. Every time I link up with you, we have the same birthday.
Yes, holla.
Same birthday
Go ahead.
coming up in a couple weeks. Um, and it is what it is. Every time we link up, man, it just bring me back, to my childhood, where this is why I'm here now. We talk about it, we live about it, and I love it.
Okay. All right. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad it's always a pleasure to sit here and chop it up with you. So now we on a different platform, and this is interesting things that's going on in the world. So today's topic is why do some women in power feel as though they shouldn't be humble to a man? And that's why I said some, because women in power, they feel like they don't have to be humble because they're independent, because they feel like, because I can do it all, I really don't need to be validated by a man's opinion, or being humble to him. I said just men. Just because you empowered doesn't mean that you shouldn't be humble to a man, because all men are different. All they're not the same. So being humble to a man is important. You know what I'm saying? But let's not forget, not just a woman being humble to a man being humble to a woman. That's only if they're in a relationship, whether it's in business. You know what I'm saying? That's why I use the word empower, because sometimes when they get empowered, they get money. They're like, you know what? I'm the boss to pay the costs. So guess what? I don't have to be humble to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to give you the respect that you require. But that's unfair. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they work hard to get where they at in life, but doesn't mean that they shouldn't be humble. So I'm gonna start with you, Chef Lionel. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like sometimes women that are empowered, they feel like they don't have to be humble?
So that question is so I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, right? My mother's
Don't,
watching this,
hey,
right?
don't, hey,
My
please
mom's
don't.
watching this, and then I want to give my have daughter. So first of all, we all need that respect, right? A lot of people say they rather respect over loyalty, right? But humbling down is so different, so many different variables. What we're accepting, right? If you could accept the person's values, um, humble down. What they show you off, they bring you out to places, they talk down on you, they don't pleasure you. What phase are we talking about? So depends. And what region you from? For some reason you from, you like Eddie Murphy Raw would say, you have to be taught, told to be spoken to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let my mom hear that, she'll zip your mouth up. So, but just honestly, man, my blueprint is my parents. They coming up on their 50 years anniversary. I can't deal with myself for more than a couple weeks. Like I'm just tired of you, and I gotta reset myself to deal with myself. So when I see my mother and father, uh, 46 years married. I'm trying to plan something big for their 50th. Somewhere, God willing, we do their vows. But I honestly could say, when it's time to make my father feel like he got it, my mom never got in his way when he's speaking. When we go out to events, she makes a plate for him. Um, and then vice versa, right? When my mom want to redecorate the kitchen because he wants to, and he's just trying to check. So they have and they're one of the last Mohicans when I see a shared account, right? Where my mother would honestly tell you, I give him my checks. I don't even know what's going on. I just know everything's taken care of, right? So all depends on what we value, what we want right now. That's been depreciated and devalued in the last 15 years. I do truly blame it on the internet. Um,
Okay.
Easy
Yeah.
to give up and move on to the next thing. So when you're at a position of power, right, and I'm easily ready to devalue you and replace you, um, we done lost that game. All right, so you got to come with your A-list game, um, pray together, work out together, live together, laugh together. If you could do all that together, that trust and loyalty you build up, and you automatically will like spend that time together where you're humble,
Mm-hmm.
and you understand when to submit to the person when they need to be submit. When you need to. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Mm-hmm.
talk out of character, especially in public. Um, when somebody wants to be feel needed, you give them what they need to feel needed. And it's not, some people don't want the flowers. Some people don't need that $200 meal. Just sit your ass down and watch a movie with me. And that's my mother's big thing.
Right.
I say that because that's my mother's big thing. That's the one thing I could really like. That's what I'm setting this whole thing up. When you ask me that question, and then my parents, right? My mother's with my father to go to the movies with her, right? And it's when my father he don't like going out to public and whatever. Um, so my brother and I, we try to step in and be that father, that boyfriend figure. She wants to go out, buy popcorn and get candy, and I treat her like I'm going on a regular date. Though we go to the dollar store, get candy, mom. You know what I'm saying? We gonna pop popcorn, put it in the bag, and that's how I do it with the kids. And she loved that. But and it's where she's stubborn, right? Also where um, when my father have something set up the way he wanted, she'll disrupt it, knowing that it's going to disrupt him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a true, he got real OCD. Like I know people, OCD been a big thing for the last what. So when it comes to family values and the structure he has set up, he have true OCD. So he submits to my mother in certain things, um, and she's empowered. Like my mom, she's empowered. Like when we come to my house, we go to my mom's house. Not, that's a simple, but it's, my father might have been the breadwinner, but she's empowered, and they understand that the balance that they have. And
Mm-hmm.
watching that growing up, I kind of didn't appreciate it, but now I look back what they gave us, and I appreciate that so much. I never even heard anything about father stepping out, but never growing up, never that was not even a thing. And then now we don't give that loyalty, but yet we want somebody real. We want somebody who's gonna take care of us, do this, do that, and then what are we getting in return? So yeah, being humble. I don't care what position you at. Who's in power because you make more money or because you have a strong personality.
I mean, all right. So I'm gonna let my co-host, Tanika. Can you jump in and let's just and from a woman's perspective, how you feel about that?
Well, do me a favor. Can you read and when you get a chance, tell me what humility or humble or the definition. You know how I like to, make
Mhm.
sure I'm saying the right thing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
um it's beautiful that you have a family, you have parents that are still together. They show that love to each other, because it's hard to find that in relationships nowadays. Um, I think that your parents are a great example of being able to show who has the better strengths in certain situations. The woman normally is the one that takes care of the home most of the time, because she knows how to care for a home because she is the caregiver. Women are the ones that bring forth the life. So that is normal. And then we've always grown up to know that the man goes out and, makes the bread and bring it home. But nowadays it's totally different.
Tanika, can't hear you. Can't hear you. T- Tanika, can't hear you. No. Oh, we lost Tanika for a minute. Well, she'll be right back, guys.
Right.
Um. So
That
yeah.
topic is tough, man. You want to say the wrong thing, but like that's the only real example I have. I'm seeing my circle around me, and I'm watching who's being loyal and humble. That's a interesting topic. But go ahead, man. I see what she's about to go with.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tanika.
So a lot of people don't have that, upbringing of knowing how to treat people. That's basically it.
Tanika. No.
Babe, I already turned it.
All right.
I already turned it. I mean, I took the thing off. You want me to turn them too?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
What you making? Are you making something over there? What you cooking?
Yeah, barbecue chicken, man. Something, something light. Ain't nothing really big. But so what I want to do is I want to say to you, yes, that's what most men need to hear is because see that's the I previously I talk about that. That's the foundation of a man's structure. You know what I'm saying? When he have his own home, when he have his own family, you know what I'm saying? That foundation, you have your two parents, that's your role models that see you see them. So now you say, you know what? I want to take that which they have given me and give it to my family and then add to that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's truly it's better to have a two-parent home. Sometimes you don't have a two-parent home. You have one parent. You know what I'm saying? And then when you only have one parent, it's kind of difficult for that one parent to raise a child, especially if you have other siblings. It's hard and it's difficult living in these times. You know what I'm saying? It's so much in the world that our children gravitate to that's not a part of our household. Is because of the internet. It's because of the school. You know what I'm saying? You got so many things that you have to worry about. And deal with on that level. That's why we talk about this being in power. See, sometimes when women, and it's not like I said, it's at this stage is not to tear down a woman. It's just want them to understand that what choices that we make on the men that they decide, they can't say, oh, I don't have to be humble, because sometimes they choose that man that's not that man that's supposed to be with them. It's because of their appetite, or what their desires of what a man's supposed to be to them. You know what I'm saying? So, that these are the things that sometimes it conflicts. Those conflicts, what I'm saying, doesn't, equal up to what they supposed to have. They want something, right? And they already reached a plateau, or they already reached a level of their excellency. Am I saying that correctly? I might not be saying that correctly. I'm real out here. Like, they ain't gonna sit here and try to be funny and fake. Some people do that. I'm human, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what happens. And I'm gonna let you chime in too, Tanika. I just don't want to lose my thought, because we was going back and forth. Chef Lionel, here is a scenario for you. I was talking to, Tanika earlier. It's like this: if you're a woman who makes 100K, right? How can you date a man that makes only 50? You can date him, but are you guys on the same level? Are you equal? It's unbalanced. So is this man working towards to reaching that goal, or or striving to get to that? And if he is, then okay, that he has some qualities that can be, something that you can look towards. You know what I'm saying? And that's I feel like it usually be the turning point of some relationships, because you're making all this money. If you're a superstar celebrity, now you want to, how can you find a mate and he's not on the same level as
But why he's not on the same level? Because he's not making the same money.
You
Same amount of money. Like when I'm making, I'm baking bread. You making bread. Like we really can't be on the same yin yang. We can't match up and somehow meet halfway. I'm gonna have the bed done with rose petals, bath water set up, meal done.
But you gotta, okay, you
kids
doing
gonna
all
be
that.
Dressed, kids gonna be showered, kids gonna be ready to go.
So look, yeah, you got all that. All that's great and fine, right? But now watch this. And this is reality and real. We're gonna keep it real and funky. All right. Like I said, here's the woman. Not saying that it's not. I'm just saying women and men. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, L Books. It's like this. Here you go. She has a taste. You know what I'm saying? She like, let's say she likes Louis, Gucci, all that type stuff, right? She like all that type stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's already buying that for herself. You can't get that for her. You can't provide that for her. So that's where. But now hold on. She's like I said. She said I could get anything I want. You a great man. You have great qualities. You have morals. Your standards are good. Guess what? Now she want to go on these expensive trips, right? And now she said, "Babe, I'm getting ready to go here. How can you keep up with her? And you can't afford it." She's gonna hold a fort down and say, "You know what? I got you, babe. Don't worry." You think she's not gonna get aggravated and frustrated about that? No, she's human, and I'm not talking about just she's human, and she's going to say that or, get frustrated. It doesn't have to be about money; it's about other things. But go ahead, T. I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I agree with y'all. It all depends on the man. If the man is able to provide another part of her life that she needs, like, let's say he's a good cook, he's cooking up the meals for her and, taking care of, managing the household. There's certain things that a man can do just like a woman had to do when the roles were reversed, because the woman is now the bread maker in the house and she's doubling up on the income and doing more than the man. Then why not should the man be the one that's taking care of home home a little bit more, or providing, the comfort and support to say, look, baby, I'm here for you. I might not be able financially to provide, but I'm here for you emotionally and physically and spiritually. What do you need from me? That's what a woman did back in the day when the roles were reversed and women weren't making as much money and the men were. The women were the ones that were the backbone for the man. Being the man was the head and the woman was, the shoulders and the neck. Yeah. So, it's all about the balance of, can men accept the fact that there are women that will be able to provide for themselves and do much more than a man can do for them? Can a man accept that in his role, in his masculinity, and say, I can love this woman and I'm not feeling insecure about it? Can a man do that? That is true humility. But we're talking about a woman in power, right? A woman in power who thinks that she, doesn't have to be humble. And honestly, I don't think that's right. You know, if you are in power, you should always have humility in your bones. Humility should always be there to give and not have a big head about who you are and think that you are in this world. Things can be given to you and things can also be taken away. And that can, make you humble as well, to know that you don't have what you used to have. So I don't, say women should go out and, abuse their power. So I do think that there are women out there that do abuse their power. I don't think that it's right. If you know that you are in a place of power and you are making the mistake of disrespecting men, I definitely would not agree to it. But there are men that don't know how to humble themselves to accept a woman that is making way more money and bringing in way more of the resources to, go out and do the spending and go traveling and things like that. And it's all on her. There's not a lot of men that can accept that. Am I wrong?
Go ahead, Lionel.
Well, right. So as long as you're not sitting first class, you got me sitting in the back row next to the back restroom. And like I could support, like you said, the rest of the secondary duties. But I'm thinking, like, if I'm making 50,000, right, 50 grand, you making two, whatever. Uh, that sounds like I'm like lower managed, like, entry level, and those positions are not easy. Like, I've been there. I've been up this ladder. So for me to make 50 grand, I'm working like 40, 60 hours a week. So to take care of those secondary duties by the time I get home, I'm cool. Like, but it's like you said, it's the balance. It's a yin yang, right? There's times where, I came from a 13 people in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? That's where it started. But we were able to get 3 half chicken fried rice dinners, and we made it happen, right? That's the whole thing right now, is we're not willing to sit back to make it happen. Any little red flag, and a lot of the red flags, unfortunately, we don't get to see until we're committed into a situation like 4 or 5 years from now, and and this domestic bunching up is not what it used to be. Like, we're not actually getting married, right? We got kids, but I'm not married. I know the right thing to do. I would love my kids to be married. I got them in college. I'm a grandfather. I want them to be married. It's healthier for your household. Is that reality though? Can you do it on your own? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do it on your own. But now, if you want somebody to come into and be your second into your life, we both have to, right, scratch each other's back, right? And what do you want me to do, right? And are we following up to those standards? Because what happens, like you said, we manifest this, we want this, and then we get it. We get that shorty that's making that $250,000 executive position, and then we still running around, like we still hanging out with the fellas on weekends, and coming home and being messy. That can get nasty. And then, yeah, so then you go disrespect it. I'm going on a trip. I'm going on a trip with can you pay for your ticket? When we met 6 years ago, you should take care of everything. What have you done for me lately? So that's the whole. So many different variables, right? Could make somebody, and then that honeymoon phase, everything was popping, right? I was getting you fake Louis bags, and you were cool with it. But now, where we at? You're still not doing anything with yourself, and the house ain't up. There's so many different things that we have to accept. That balance, though, when you said it, um, and a lot of us do it. Unfortunately, with today, um, we don't see how hard we work behind the scenes, right? We seen each other on a gram, and we glittered up, and we doing this, and we on cruises, and not knowing. I like almost plotted to throw that person over the shit. Um, but when we first met, that honeymoon phase is I love that feeling, right? When you meet somebody again or meet with somebody, you're gonna do everything under the moon for them, and then the one true little miss up, money missing, health, um, family, baggage. People like baggage. Oh, you got 4 kids, or you got baby moms and your mother, and it's where your head at. I've been through a lot. Have you seen what I've been through? That's why I'm not willing to take a woman making this much money telling me what to do.
All right, now I listen to both of y'all guys, right? And I didn't hear neither one of y'all say this. Now, see, and this is where the humbleness comes in. If the guy is willing to do all of those things, right, for the woman, where is her? You guys didn't say, where's her encouragement to him to say, babe, what is it that you want to do? Like, do he have any goals that he want to reach that she can be inspiring to him? If she's making all that money, okay, let's work on a plan to get you to the next level, instead of saying that he can stay home and do those things, so he can reach what it is that he needs to reach. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm
Yep.
listen, that's what if you empower, or you making a certain amount of money, you want a man to reach the same goal that you got to be inspiring to him. You got to encourage him. You got to be uplifting him. If he already shown you he has the capabilities of doing the other things that a woman can do. So it's not about him being soft. He says, look, I can do this too. So now it's up to the woman, because guess what? If I promise you this, most women would say, oh, okay, he's doing that. He's cooking, he's cleaning, he washing the clothes, he folding the clothes. You think a woman not going to like that? She going to enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Now, where is her empowering her man to say, you know what, babe? Encouraging him to say, you know what, babe? I see that you you real good at, selling. I'd like to see you be a salesman. You want to go to school for that? Let me encourage you to do that, and work up from that. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not that, okay, Chef Liner, I see that. Just give you an example. Your girl, your not your current. I'm just giving you an example, so I'm using you as an example. Right. I don't want nobody. You feel me? Your girl said she making, like I said, she making 150. You want to make it 50, right? She said, babe, you know what? I think you should go to culinary school so you could better yourself and be the head chef that you dream of doing. You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts at, right there. See what I'm saying? It's not about you making all money. These are the things that we need to do for one another. And see, a woman that makes all this money, you think they taking the time out to really do that? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but
I would think that a woman that is accepting the man that makes less than her, she has something in her that sees potential. I would hope that, she sees it as that, because anybody that comes into a relationship with one another, they're looking at each other as we can grow. I mean,
okay.
most of us look at that as relationship, qualities. You don't get in a relationship and look at them and be like, oh, you're just going to be a good doormat that I can use. Most people want to grow with that individual. So I would think that women that do have men that make less money do see the man as having the potential to grow. So you're right about everything you said. That is something that is very important, that, the woman can give her time and resources to help him become the man that he wants to be, and the dreams make his dreams come true.
Now, what do you think? You think so, Lionel?
Agree, absolutely.
Okay.
Especially, you know, you show me loyalty. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, right? And I want to do the same thing for you. I want to keep making you more money.
Right.
I need our money keep growing. Yeah.
So here's the thing, okay? So somebody mentioned to me, I don't know if you used to me, but I'm gonna use him as an example, right? Denzel Washington, right? You know anything about his wife? No, we don't know nothing about his wife, do we? Do you, Lionel?
No, you throwing at me because I've been on a set with him, and
I know,
I've
no,
never,
don't disclose any
no,
information.
no,
Okay, you
no,
know,
nothing,
you never met.
no, no.
Tani, do you know anything about her?
Nah.
Now, the reason why I used him because he's a guy most people look up to, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he's a great actor and everything, right? She was supportive of him, and he acknowledged that on a big stage on a platform, and he said, if it wasn't for my wife, I couldn't have made it this far. And see, and that shows like this guy is a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He's humble,
right.
But
Very
at
humble.
At the same time, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Okay, to me, you're a woman. Can you name a woman that's famous and she has done that for her husband on a big platform?
I mean, I can name one.
Who you
I
come
was
on?
gonna
Talk about?
say,
I would say
go ahead.
Michelle.
Who?
Michelle.
Obama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
Yeah,
get that.
Because they came from the bottom together, and now they're here.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I can take that. That's one. All right, so
Yep.
that was a good one. That was a good one. Because I was gonna see if y'all could figure that out. All right, name somebody else, Lineup, since you said her. Name somebody else. Yeah,
I ain't digging now, but like that just top on the food chain for me, right? Everybody else, they usually at that top of the mountain and they link up, and either they keep climbing or they.
And look.
Right.
So it got to be some proof, some facts to what I'm saying. Is that to me, if you know anybody else other than Michelle Obama, what black woman? I hate to say black woman like that, but is there any famous woman that has a husband that she values and says, you know what, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today?
They're out there. I just don't know their names or who they are.
I got them, but I'm clowning though. I'm joking around. I don't get in trouble. But I was clowning, man.
Not
I know
because
some people that went the other way. You know what I'm saying? They both sides though. Men destroy the women's character, and then the other way around, and women destroy the man's character. That's easier to do than the.
Yeah, so so that's basically all. We trying to encourage people to lift one another up. You know what I'm saying? In your relationships, your relationship with your family, relationship with your lady, your wife, your children. All of this is what this conversation is really about. Is that it's not to say women in power, to tear them down, to say well she's famous and she don't. It's about now we're going to talk about this. It's like, how do you determine the right relationship for yourself? We just talking in general. How do people determine the right relationship for them? You know what I'm saying? Are you married, Lionel?
No.
But you are in a relationship.
Right.
So how did you come? Can you explain to the viewers, how do you come to realize and understand that the woman you're dating possibly could be the woman that you marry, or be in a long-term relationship?
Right. So I gotta find myself, right? I gotta be humble to where I need to be at for myself, first of all, to be humble to satisfy a significant other, right? But I'm not satisfied with myself. And that might be trauma from, past or whatever I'm going through, but let me get to where I need to get first. I can give you what I need to give you, because if you're making 50 grand, if you're not working, or if you're making that salary, I gotta come, more than just baking bread, right? I gotta come with what you asked me for and what I was giving to you through that honeymoon phase, because you were dealing with me if I was in rags or riches that first 90 days, right? We were tussling under that pillow, under them sheets, like we're in Royal Rumble, right?
Right.
So, what changed now? 6 months later, first holiday, first Christmas, birthday, down the chain. Now, what changes? So many different variables, right? I met your family, and your brother disrespected me, or I was at a family party, and so many different things could change. But where do we humble ourselves to realize, all right, you know what? I'm the one. Let me find out how can I make their day better. So, what did you go through today? You know what I'm saying? And women like to communicate. And so if we don't sit here ready to listen, um, and I'm realizing it's not just women, right? I like people to listen to me, and I like listening, because the more I listen, the more I'm learning about you. Now, if I don't follow through, that's me not being humble. And again, you ask for all this. I ask for a genie in a bottle with 3 wishes, and I get it, and I don't do it justice. That's what happens.
So, what do you say about that, Tanika?
Oh, I agree. I mean, definitely finding yourself first, knowing who you are, knowing what you will and won't accept, but that is a experience type of thing. You have to go through the relationship to understand who that individual is, the things that you do like about them, what you don't like about them, what you will accept and what you won't accept. There are things sometimes that you thought you wouldn't accept that you could accept by another person because of the way they make you feel, or the way they the outcome of the situation. So it's all like, what you're going to deal with in the relationship. You're going to have to figure it out along the way. But as long as your first point, knowing yourself and loving yourself first, you are able to have a better relationship, because you've healed from the past traumas, possibly, of, things that didn't work out, those things you're not bringing into the new relationship. So, that is number one. But really, people, they go into relationships and never really know if they want to be in a relationship or not, until, they figure out once they go out in the world or do things together. So I don't know.
You say you don't know?
I don't know. I kind of look at it like it's a trial and error. You figure it out along the way, because you'll know if that person's the right one for you. You're gonna be like, okay, I can deal with this person, and you'll want to keep going on with the relationship. Or you can say, I don't want to deal with this person ever again, because they just turned me off completely in this situation. I don't want this anymore. So you walk away. Now, if you ignore that and you just keep going on with the relationship, then you might have issues in your future, because you never really dealt with that particular issue that, made you feel a certain type of way. But I mean, knowing the right person is kind of like going through the relationship to figure it out and say, I like this or I don't like this. That's
Right.
it.
So,
Right.
in other words, let me ask both of you guys a question. First, I'm gonna start with you, Tanika, and then I'm gonna start with and then I'm gonna ask you, Chef Lyman. So, do you, in finding the right person for you, right? In a relationship, do you feel like you can date a person for maybe like a couple of weeks? I want to say a couple of months, and then you like the person, everything's going well, and you have sex with that person. Now, everything else about that person is great, right? But
Right.
then, not look. I'm talking all the other qualities is great. The sex is not good. Now, what do you do then?
Um, Try to make it better. Try to talk it out. See if there's something that needs to be adjusted, that, I mean, if you're able to work with that person, you know,
It
and
can't.
they're willing, huh?
No, I'm saying that ain't gonna happen. So now, what you
Okay.
now? Now what
Then
are you gonna do?
End it. That's
You
all.
end it? Okay,
Right.
all right.
Squash it.
Oh, you saying the same thing? You squash it?
If it's the sex, if the rate, look, if the physical not right, ain't no way nothing else is gonna work.
All right.
Not
So
But
look.
for
All right.
for
but
the
it could.
longevity,
Huh?
right? We're looking for a
It,
longevity situation, right? So if you,
Uh,
all right, so it could be like it could be a one-time thing. Oh, I jabbed up a little short. You know what I'm saying? That 2 minutes is raw. You know what I'm saying? Or the other way around, where like, that I don't know about that. You know.
okay, I got
So you
that.
give it a
The we
chance, like give it a chance. You gotta give it a little bit of time when it comes to that. But if it's a consistent 3 in a row, if you
yeah.
trying to make that work, it's gonna be a
all
long
right.
ride.
This why I want. I see now. I got two different points of views, and this is what I'm talking about. Now check this out. This is what I'm saying to you guys that are listening, that understanding that if you're trying to find the right person, right? Where is the purity in saying, let me just taste a little bit, right? The relationship is good. You said, let me just get a little piece. Let me get a little tank. Now, guess
Just put
what?
the head in.
That's it. Now, guess what? Now you talking like that. Guess what? Now that's all. Now it's sour. Now the person that it could go either way, male or female. Now emotions are involved, and when the emotions are involved, guess what? Somebody's going to get hurt. That's why it's important. And some people don't believe in this, and now some people, and I respect everybody's opinion, how they feel about it, their thoughts about it, and everything. But that's why it's important not to be messing around like that before you even talk about. I'm just going to get a sample. Let me get a sample of that cake. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Now you didn't put 2 months in, 3 months in. Now this girl or this man is trash, and now you like, you know what? Tim, nah, this ain't gonna work. Tim got his feelings all in. He like, yeah, this might be the one. And you over there talking about, nah, it's not gonna work. Now, guess what? His feelings is hurt. His morale is down. And let's go. It's the same thing with the woman. Her feelings is hurt. Her morale is down. And now, guess what? You got two people, man or woman. Their feelings is hurt. And now, guess what? They go to the next person. They already hurt. They not feeling good. They messed up. They like, you know what? Freak this. I'm gonna do me now. And it's happened multiple times to them. They like, yo, you know what? Nah, freak this. I'm doing me. What's up? Talk to me.
Is this because they had some cake, a piece of cake? That's what makes them. Is that what we saying? Because I mean, if you get a piece of cake and you don't like the taste of the cake, you got to move on. It's not about sitting up here trying to make you feel good about the cake and the way it tastes. It don't taste right. The cake is sour, or the cake don't have enough sweetness. You got to move on. That's how I see it. There's nothing wrong with that. Your feelings can get hurt, but not everybody's meant for everybody.
Right.
And their cake is not always going to be the right taste. So, you know.
What about that Jerry Springer episode when a dude was with a chick for 6 months? Ain't know as a man the whole time.
Hey,
Oh!
see that look.
If we get some of that cake, nah, you know. But Jerry was like, you ain't never tried. Like it just never had to go past oral. You know what I'm saying? That he was take care of me. I just never had to go past oral. So now my man's going around the rest of his life, checking that back pocket, making sure ain't nothing special. I'm telling you, because that was his personal trauma, right?
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. That was his
So
personal trauma. He's not going to go around playing soccer for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? After 6 minutes, I would know what time you are and then figure it out.
all right. So look, that's what's wrong with society now, though. Hold up. I ain't preaching something I never experienced. So I'm not the one who say I never did that. But I'm married now, so I don't live that lifestyle. But I did it, right? And I was just one of the few that lucked up. I only have, I got 2 daughters, so I ain't have a bunch of kids running around here because I mess around with different women. But what I am saying is this: from the experience that I had, I've learned like you got to really get to know the individual before you give yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Woman or man, like men ain't gonna say that, but you men too. You got to really get to know the woman before you give yourself up to that woman, because when you give yourself up, man or woman, guess what? It's a part of you giving up. You know what I'm saying? You giving something up that's like, they gonna say that's corny, but nah, you giving something up that's special. You know what I'm saying? You sharing something intimate with that person, whether it's a one night thing, but you really giving something up that, you know what I'm saying, that you should be only giving it up to one person. And I know it's hard living in this lifestyle, because I know men and women see guys and women and women and women. You see all that, and you be like, oh, this she fine, and you just be like, man. And guess what? Your actions require, how you said, Tanique? For every action, there's a reaction.
Right.
That's right.
And guess what? Your actions and the reaction you get might not be what you want. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, like, I'm saying that it's tough. It is not easy just to see how far it can go. But like I said, now look, I got daughters, so I'm preaching to my daughters, and now I might expose my daughter's business or my kids, right? But I tell them they had sex already, right? And I said, listen, now I'm a man speaking to my daughters. I said, listen, that's sacred. Your body is sacred. Don't just give it up to just anybody. I don't care if they just taking you doing this and that. Don't do that. That's you. That's the only thing that you have to say, you know what, this is mine. I'll give it to who I want. But be sacred about it. You know what I'm saying? It's your body, it's your temple. You can't just let, oh, he nice. Oh, we have fun. We go out. He can have some. No. It should not be like that. Look, man, look, it's your body. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell her what to do with her body, but this is what I tell my daughters. I'm like, yo, this is your temple. Take care of it. Don't just let anybody just have sex with you. You understand what I'm saying? This is a man telling a woman. They women. You understand what I'm saying? They're not kids, they women. So as a father, they're not, yeah, you probably say, oh, because those daughters. I never did that. I never mistreated a woman. You know what I'm saying? I was in my hurt. Look, hurt people. Right or wrong?
Right.
And I was hurting. So guess what? My hurt, I spilled it on other people by just having sex with them and saying, you know what, I'm out. Peace.
Right.
They said, oh, these men are all the same. What do you want to say to me? I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, the best way to do it, to know for sure who that individual is go out on, a date where you go to the beach and you have to wear beach clothes and see what they look
Lord,
like first.
you hear it? Yo.
see what they look like.
Hey, yo, you hear this, Lena?
Wear.
Lie, do you hear this?
Around water,
that
see what happened with that hair.
Huh?
I'm done.
Hey.
What happened with that hair makeup?
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
y'all something else.
See where them stitches are at.
Oh,
Exactly. Yes.
I mean,
see
you
what
got
they look like.
For real. I mean, that's what we live in today, right? For the last 15 years, with all those filters, everybody know, nothing. I'm gonna get you sucker was ahead of their time. That scene where she takes her eyes and contacts out, her
right.
hair off, her
Yeah.
leg off. They were ahead of their time, right?
Yes.
So to get a natural or somebody, we want a real man. We want a real man. We want a real woman too. You ask any man if they want all that extra cockeria. No, I want to see how you wake up in the morning because I want to get some in the morning. You know, say if I wake up with somebody else in the morning, that second and third time might not really be encouraging to happen. So let me see who you are from the beginning. That's part of the loyalty too. You done tricked me. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I thought I was. And then going vice versa, right? We, men doing it too.
Right.
But I have a daughter too, right? There's stages in your life where you're supposed to have, you get to experiment, right? But if experiment is letting yourself go because you were so sheltered, or for whatever trauma you've been through, that's a different, because it could be for another reason why you're experimenting a little bit more than normal. But what's normal, right? Because if you're in a different culture, you were raised, we seen coming to America to satisfy one person, right? And that's all you were raised to know how to do. Now in
Yeah.
America, our culture is a little bit different. We've been mixing and matching. So we had that stage in American culture, right? Which is, going to high school, college. Those are experimenting stages. And then after that, you're looking for a significant other. If that's not what you want, right? And you could do it on your own and you just want to party and hang out, what's going to happen is when you're 45 years old, to find somebody who's humble, or you're looking for the person that's at the stage of your life that you're looking for because you done found yourself. All right, I know what I like now. I want it like this. You to find somebody that like it like this at a period of time that they went through so many stages, and you weren't willing to accept the balance they already give you because they've been through so much other stuff. That's the hard part, right?
Yep.
So if you can find your little high school sweetheart and keep it 100 with them through them stages, right, while you experimented, when you get in your late early your 30s, that dancing got to slow down a little bit because I wake up at 45 now, man, and I just really had a long day of work and just went to the bar for 2 drinks. It's hard to get up next day. So that hanging out and sell, and selling yourself short, is a mind frame, right? Who you following, who you around, and that's the part where I try to teach my daughter. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing this, people are looking at you at like this. So now, if you do want to have fun, right, and you keeping those skeletons in your own closet, it's not a problem, right? Because I don't care who they are, how famous they are, if they're keeping themselves humble and discreet, right, and their business not in the street. I mean, who would know what was going on behind those closets with a lot of these famous people or anybody who's valuing themselves? And then when it's time for you to settle down, all right, your name is not out there in the street, or you don't feel like there's a microscope on you because you have so many partners. You know what I'm saying? You start your career off with a sex tape, and now you can't bat them away, right? But you want to be humble. You want to be with somebody that's going to take care of you the way you want to be taken care of. And that's the part where trying to teach my daughter to find that person who's willing to take care of her. Now you're gonna be, and I tell her, she's right now. I tell her, yeah, you're gonna be difficult to deal with, and that's my fault. I'm so sorry. Me being the chef, like if she don't like something, she ain't gonna eat it. She already got her Coach bag. She already got her little, her little Prada of this. So it's gonna be difficult for somebody to match that, right? So you already come into home base with what you need, but now can somebody sit there and let you put their feet on you and rub and tap your leg on you the whole time? And I'm sitting here like, baby, I'm the only person that's gonna accept you doing that. You sitting here watching a movie, doing all this with your leg. I don't see too many people that's gonna settle for that. Little things like that, that little nerve, right? Somebody yawn and doing these. Every time they do that, I want to throw a shoe at them, right? But I'm humble enough to know this person is gonna blow my back out later on. So he can yawn like that all the fuck he wants to, get on my nerves, but I know they're gonna do that. I know they're gonna make me a banging omelet, whatever. I know they're gonna go to this family retreat with me and not complain too much, and that's where that balance got come in.
So in other words, we say, some people know this old cliche. It's like it's called evenly yoked.
Mm-hmm.
Evenly yoked means balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You both are balanced, even. And what you said about your young daughter is that uh, you said how somebody putting the feet on and all that type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See, the right person for her would be
Right.
somebody like you that's humble enough to say, you know what, babe, and talking to her, able to communicate with her, babe, can you not put your feet on me? The way he talked to her. If you talk to your daughter at a nice, calm, even though when she get on your nerves, she's going to receive it more so from a man that's like almost similar to you when it comes down to that. So I feel like, she'll if she's looking for a guy that's almost like you, and not so much spoiling her, because you must spoil her, because I can tell you right now,
She's gonna be bad.
My little one, she's spoiled. And I told her, I said, look, but she come to me right now and say, Daddy, can you give me this? I say, yo, what's wrong with your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Why you asking me? But then I told her this though. You don't gotta ask a man to do nothing you can't do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So she come to me because I'm gonna give it to her, right? But then I'll be like, okay, where your boyfriend? Now see, this is what I say to her. I say, your boyfriend should be doing these things too. He should want to do these things. I said, I don't want to know what y'all do outside of that because I don't want to hear on that. You got what I'm saying? I'm on here talking my podcast about stuff like this, but hey, look, don't my life ain't perfect. I got to deal with real life stuff, and I'll talk about real life stuff, things that go on, not just in my life, but the world. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about things like this. Relationships are important.
Right.
What our children learning about relationships? Hey man, they could care less. They want to know what's the hottest sneaker. They want to know what's the hottest chick. They say sex sells. Sex all over everywhere.
Right.
Sex on the commercials, movie stars, all that. It's all the sex. Oh, she look good. Let me get that. Let me tap that. Let me get some of that.
That do stuff.
Yeah, let me get some of that cake.
As long as not sour.
As long as they. But yeah, man, and fatherhood. I said, 2-parent homes is a plus. Us fathers don't get enough. The good fathers don't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying, of the things that we do. And here I am right now talking about like this because, like I said, I want to be encouraging to somebody. And I got, my co-host. She's right there beside me. She's putting this word in, and people be like, they be like, oh man, well I like Tanika. She be talking real business. She's real deal. And that's why she on here, because she keep it real. Some people don't want to hear the real deal. Some people don't want to understand it. If it ain't appeasing to the ear or they're glued to the TV about a show, they don't want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this ain't for fame. This is for to encourage and uplift somebody to let them know that the struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy to be a black father and try to do the right thing all the time. It's hard. Or a black woman trying to be a mother, and a single mother or 2-parent mother. Relationship is bad. It's hard. It's tough. It's tough doing all these things. Right. So we have these platforms and we got to take advantage of this. You know what I'm saying? And that is great to have. Chef Lionel out here with us, and Tanika, we talking. Tanika.
Yes.
So what would you encourage the young generation, the young women, on how to find the right guy?
Oh,
what advice would you give them?
Knowing yourself first. Yeah, that is very important. I think that young kids nowadays are finding themselves with outside stuff. Like, girls like to get their nails and their hair and makeup type stuff done. And that's not really yourself. So I will always encourage women, young girls, to always know who they are on the inside first and know what they can deal with and won't deal with. That's always number one. And then you can basically see if, the men around you that come into your life are compatible, if they're ideal for you. There are some women are all caught up on looks. That's number one that I don't agree with. I've never kind of been that type of person where you look at a person and be like, oh, I shut him off because he's ugly. All that type of talk, I don't really, like that. I think you always have to get to know the individual first. Look at that person as a friend, or a person that you want to get to know and have a friendship with, so that is number one, friendship, or two, I'll say friendship, have a friendship with, to know that individual for the inside part, not the outside of what you see. Now, the being caught up on the outside, if you can get away from that so much that you can deal with the things that might not look so cute to you, sometimes they turn around and become a cute look afterwards because you like the inside of that person and they show their love in a beautiful way. So I think that women need to start really being more genuine about life and people and having real relationships instead of some fantasy, instead of having something that is not really real in an individual, or you're not going to really find it. Especially if you're a woman and you are doing the most on yourself, you basically want a fake man too. If you're getting fake boobs and fake butt, and you looking at your life like this is my life and this is what I want to represent, and you got all that, then you might have to go find your fake man, and he might not be out there. So I think being genuine to yourself, knowing who you are, and being able to, accept people and have relationships and get to know people is really important.
So, Chef Lionel,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you, what do you think? How would you, encourage the young men, how to find the right woman for that person or that individual? You know what I'm saying? How would you encourage the young men to how to find the right woman and how to grow with one another either at a young age or at a maybe like I want to say bit 25 to maybe 35. How would you encourage them to, how to find the right, spouse, girlfriend?
Right. So you got that 10-year from 18 to 28 to travel, right? See the different cultures, the different aspects of the world. See what you like, the different flavors. Like I'm gonna go with this as his food, right? So there's different spices out there, there's different flavors. Do you like it hot? Do you like it cold, right? Um, then when you finally done travel, right, and see how it is out there, um, and what you're looking for, the respect level, you see how it can be done, right? And when you able to communicate with that person, and when you come in, every time we see each other, we give each other a kiss on the cheek. That's communication level I need to see from you every day. Don't talk down on me. I need you to keep working on yourself, and we working together. Whatever it takes that you can see success with somebody else, but the goal is to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand the steps to it, right? You got to be consistent, right? You got to be patient, um, and through that walks of life, when you get to go to different regions. I mean, if you just want to stay in the United States, you stay in the United States. But I know people ain't never left the projects, so you just gonna marry somebody that's in Building C,
So,
right?
so, so in other words, I like how you said that. You know why I say I like that? Because if you're trying to find the right woman for you and you have a limited selection, you're not going to find the right person for you.
Right,
That is a key to what you just said. You're limited to finding the right person for you if you're only looking for in the circle, in the area where you live at. Like you
right,
said, traveling outside is how you how can I say, you extend your selection. You know what
right,
I'm saying? When you travel, that's key to that. I think I really thank you for that, because that's key, because that is true. Because if you live in Newark, right, and you only see the women that's in that area, you probably find a woman in Newark that you might like. But is
right,
she the right person for you? You like you said, you only limited to that selection. But when you
right,
travel, you are able to find the right woman for you or man. Oh,
right.
and I ain't talking about that way. I'm just saying I was referring to you, Tanika. Okay, when I
Right.
said
Yo,
man.
you when you walk into a village, right, and different cultures, right, Asians, Africans don't do it, and a woman sits you down and wash your feet, and then rub you down, and then cook something later, and then this is your wife, and they're like, that will blow some people from America's mind. Now, there's women like that in America, but that's because they were raised through a different culture. So if that's what you want every day, it's out there for you. If you
To
want
that.
somebody, if you want somebody who's going to be submissive and go make that $200,000, you need to be understand that. All right, she's making that money. I need to be in my place and humbly accept it, play my role, and don't f it up. Because that's the mistake a lot of us do. We get what we want. I want that woman that's gonna wash my feet for me every day and take care of me and do all the extra stuff that we're not used to, and we get it, and then we crumble it down because we do something because we, and that's just human nature, right? That's just people. We just get what we want. We get that kingdom, we get the power, and then we get overzealous, and then we destruct ourselves. So
Self-destruct.
yeah, right. And then so going to college, right, is another way to travel. You don't got to go to Africa, Asia. Just going to college. That's why I say 18 to 28. Go to college. You get to go to different parties. You go to different events. You get to do different groups, right? You African American, the Asian. You go skiing. You go swimming. You become a lifeguard. You so many different. You be an engineer, or you're an engineer. You're sororities, fraternities. You get to meet different people outside your circle and realize, all right, for me to make this go round, I like this. And you have that small window to find that person who haven't been through too much to match you up to where you need to be at.
Okay. So now I know Tanika personally as well, Chef. I know her personally as well. She's actually she's my cousin. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but I didn't hear. So you know what? I'm gonna ask you first. So where do your beliefs and faith fall in? Not you, Tanika. I'm talking to Chef Lionel. Where do your beliefs and your faith fall in about finding a lady? Not you per se. I'm just saying, how would you tell the young people about that? How important is that to have a faith or a belief? Because everybody have a different belief and faith. How important is that to have? Or do you feel like it's important?
What, like a family that prays together type you talking about, or
Yes.
just being faithful?
Praise together, yeah, their
Right.
religion or their faith. Yeah, how important is that for them to have? Is that important that you think that's important?
Anything consistent, right, will give you the perseverance you need, right? So if we working out together, right, we eating together, there's got to be something consistent that we're doing together that we communicate outside our normal world. If I go to work, I'm on my feet all day, I'm a chef. You at work, you working out at home all day. But when we come together, there's got to be somewhere in between. It's not just the bed. The bed can't just be always the answer, right? Or how often do we really go on vacation? So it's got to be a somewhere where and then it's just convenient where we go somewhere where we pray together, and we recognize the chaos that we can be without if we didn't have faith. We need that to continue as a person, as a team, right? So when we bring that team together, we bring the kids together, and when we together family gatherings, somebody always stop you. Let's pray their hands that made this, right? And it starts with your family. And so when they go to public places, they know what's going on when they put their head down and respect their family culture. So that's where we need to introduce that to the young men and women, that faith is very important. We need that connection where we bow our heads together, and we connect together. And if it's not Allah, God, Mary, it's going to the gym, right? It's going to a counselor. It's going to the food bank together and donating to the neighborhoods. Going to the bar and drinking is not really connecting, right? It's letting loose from all that hard work we went through.
Okay.
Right, that's the plan. But to work hard, we gotta sit down, praise together, and that will get us to that goal that we're looking for together.
Tanae, what about you?
I completely agree. There's nothing more to say about that. That is exactly it. So you have to have that together.
And just to piggyback off that, the one thing that most people forget about, that is important. That's a important piece of the puzzle far as the foundation for a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you go out, sometimes if that's what you were taught, you hardly see that. Yeah, you see a person out on a date and they bow their heads and they pray together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
right.
If you see that, I promise you that.
Right.
Most of the times, if you see that couple and they're bowing their head and they praying together, they got some great morals and they'll last. Their relationship will last. I guarantee you that. or if they're not married, you'll see, you know, they have great conversation, they have great communication.
Right.
And that's key. And that's why, you know, faith and what you believe, and if it's on the same level, if it's evenly yoked, it's important to have that. You know,
Right.
that's that. I feel like, you know, as a man, that should be your foundation. Is what your faith and you believe in. It should be prioritized, because, you know, that is a foundation that is going to be strong and it's going to be firm. You know, on that, standing on that, believing in that. Like I said, that's just me and how I was raised, and everybody's different. But as you can see, I that's how I, you know, live. You know, me and my wife, we pray together. You know, even sometimes when she come home, I'll be like, babe, take your coat off, let's pray, because something's on my mind. Or she'll do the same thing. She'll come home, babe, we need to pray. You know what I'm saying? And we pray about whatever is going on in the world, or, you know, family members, you know, going through something. And guess what? And from that alone, you know, our communication is good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I definitely would like to people to understand that, you know, you whatever you believe in, if you praying together with your significant other, your wife, it's good. It's going to turn out good, especially if it's on a good and positive side. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't speak for everybody else. You know, sometimes, you know, what they believe in is not as positive as it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, you got to respect everybody's, you know, what they believe and their beliefs.
Right.
You know, so before we jump out of here, I'm gonna ask you a question, Lionel. You know, then I asked Tanika, do you, before you get married, right? Do you think you should live with a woman before you get married? And if you are doing that now, this is not something to knock you down. This is for the audience. I just want your point of view and your view on that, and how would you think? How would you say that to somebody? Do you feel like before you get married, you should live with a woman?
You should definitely understand their living space.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to live with somebody, but you don't have better already been on vacation for 10 days together,
All right.
on a cruise together, tight space together, because especially with nowadays, if I live with you, I'm living with my kids and your kids. We're Brady bunching. Are we ready for that? Before we get married? Because once you get married, let's more you it holds you to a little bit higher standard where you gotta make this work. If you doing it before you get married, you'll come home and nothing gonna be there, and that they're okay with moving, leaving, like, you know, stepping out like that. Um, Living together before you get married, it helps, right? It definitely helps before you make that real jump over that broom. Um, but we gotta understand what's have been practiced prior, right? How we've been practicing this for, why we keep changing so much, right? And that's just the culture that we have to evolve to. But prior, it was like, this is your wife. You were traded, you know, the family gave us an acre of land and 2 goats. Go off and do what you gotta do. And you have no choice about it. But now that you have a choice, living together. All right, so with that being said, right, going back to the whole, like, you know, should we have sex early or whatever, right? So it's stages to everything you do, right? So I've been with this person for 3 months. This person is this religion. They like this kind of food. They like to travel. Boom. Next stage is I'm introducing you to my peoples, my family. We're comfortable. Next stage is a baby. And that changed the whole dynamic. Now we got to live together, right? But that's also before we get married nowadays, right? Um, so just my testimony, me seeing it happen. I'm a grandfather, and yeah, we all pushing. They look like they're going the right direction, and that's them living together is letting them understand each other's space, how they move, and they both have to be humble and respect each other. That's number one. If you're not going to do that, living together, not living together, having sex early, all that shit, just you throwing all that out the window. So now, once you get together and you go through those stages, and you're in each other's space, and again, that honey food, that fart don't smell that bad the first 2 years, right? But 10 years from now, you smell like say gas. Like, get out of my life. So can we get past that hump that 10 years. So all my friends, I have a lot of friends. I think a couple of them watching right now, my cousins, my brothers. If you with somebody for over 10 years and you're going on 50 years, right? And my parents, two different religions. 50 years, two different religions. My mother go to church, do her Catholic thing. My father, do what he do. But when it's time for them to go to each other's respectable ceremonies, whatever, they're there praising together. But that Bible or whatever they praise together or that walk in the park they do together, they have the same language. They have the same language put together, that yin yang that you need. Um, did they do that? No, they ain't lived together before. They my family, once my parents got married, they didn't do that. They got married, they had me, and it was my father's mother, father, sisters and brothers, my mother, sisters and brothers, my cousins, 13 people in a one bedroom apartment. That's what I remember my family started. But they were married and they made that thing work. Um, but yeah, I think living together, definitely knowing each other's space, knowing how you work and how long you in that bathroom. You understand, like, she in that bathroom for an hour, and I need to get in that bathroom before her, or I'm not gonna make it to work on time. Little things like that. Like you brush your teeth with while you in the shower, or all this hair. What's going on with all this hair? Like what's going on? And it's so many different. You about to set the house on fire. Oh, I don't know how to cook. You don't know how to cook. You should have known that 3 months ago. If that person you with, go give the whole kitchen to them and they don't know how to cook. So yeah, a lot of variables, a lot of T's got to be crossed, a lot of I's need to be dotted for that win that we're looking for, that longevity, right? That 25, 30, 40, 50 years. Because that 10 years is that, right? That 10 years, we supposed to get at 10 years for the person. It's supposed to, whatever the stages of life of marriage is, that's the hardest part. That's when temptation comes at you like arrows in the sky, right? And it's too late to find out to live with each other. That's you done past that. So that ultimate goal for longevity, keeping humble and respecting each other, is to, God forbid, the ultimate, like you're by my side to the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the loyalty that we need to get back, morals, and that faith thing is very big. Believing.
Okay, Tanae.
Uh, if you can go to a church that helps you to, have a relationship where you don't live together, that support system is always good. But I am going to tell you, for me, I would not say that you shouldn't live with somebody before you get married, because I agree that you need to know that person and know how they live, know what they do every single day, and if it's something that you can live with. We live in a different day and age. We have the internet. We have so much information at our hands. You never know what that individual is doing until you're in their living space.
Right.
Knowing how they live every single day is an important part of you putting yourself in a relationship and saying, I'm going to be a part of their life. So I do think that living together is important. If you are religious and you have that support system in the church that can help you become that individual that doesn't need to live with that support system is real and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know that it can be done for a lot of people, but that has to be both individuals together doing it together to go to the church and have that, support. But yeah, I still would tell, anybody, I wouldn't say nothing wrong with it, because I've done it myself. I don't think that I would, want to be in a relationship where I don't know what this individual, lives like. So yeah, um, I agree with you, Chef.
Yeah. Well, I at least need that top drawer. So you know what I'm saying? After 6 months, if we get that top drawer, you know what I'm saying? You would leave a pair of sneakers here. You know?
Right.
That's you gotta see that, man. And what happens nowadays, right? Because a lot of sweethearts happens in school. So you live together in school, you stay in my room all the time and stuff like that. But yeah, I need to know Why do you leave your drawers all over the house all the time? You know what I'm saying? And you really wash the whites with the red clothes? Like, oh no.
All right, all right. So yo, oh yeah, all right. You crazy. All right, so look, all right, so look, so since y'all said that to me, right? All right, so I'm real open. I'm being transparent to my audience and to you guys too. Hey, listen, I'm no better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about from my experience. And y'all guys can hear me clearly.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just being transparent. Like I said, I'm always trying to encourage people to do what I feel like is the best thing, and and the result would be great. This is just how I feel. All right. So I've been married twice, right? And my first wife, I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of young and I did some disrespectful stuff and I didn't do what a man's supposed to do. But now, on my second round, my marriage with the wife that I'm with right now, currently, right? I did something totally different. And for people that don't understand what this is, I tarried. I prayed about it. You know what I'm saying? I looked for direction by God. And how did I do that? I went on sabbatical. I really wanted to know, you know, is this the woman that's made for me and the right woman? You know what I'm saying? We all have choices. So, what I did was, like I said, I prayed. I went on sabbatical. I also, fasted, and I constantly was praying, seeking for the answer that I really needed because I didn't want to have, some people say you had a failed marriage and that's that. Yes, I had a failed marriage. It was, self-deflicting because some of the things that I did was hurting to another person. So I didn't want to do that to my current wife. So, like I said, these are the things that I did, and I thank God that I was allowed to, not allowed, I was able to do those things because I made a decision, and the wife that I have is perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? She's encouraging, she's uplifting, she's supportive, um, and mind you, I did not live with her before I got married with her. I got married with her first, and then we lived together, and it has been great ever since. Now, mind you, so let me show you. And look, this it don't work. Everybody, it can't work. It can't work for everybody because everybody's different, and I got that. And I just want this. Is why I'm saying this is what I did, and hopefully it can be encouraging to someone else. Now, know what she says to me when we first lived together? She said, "You can't get on the bed with your clothes you came on from the streets."
Right.
You got,
That's dope.
word. She said, "Yo, don't sit on the bed." And
That's it.
she real angry with it. She's like, "Don't sit on the bed with your clothes you had on the street. Take them off. Go in there, take your clothes off, put them in the hamper." Right? I was like, at first, I'm like, "Yo, I just came home from work. Like, what?" But what I realized is that it's someone new. I'm learning how to live with my new wife. So I had to say, you know what? Let me respect what she wants. You know what I'm saying? And I don't lay in the bed with my clothes. You know what? I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chef Lionel. Now listen, I'm a type of person. I come home from work, take my socks off, put them on the floor. She like, yo, nah, that ain't happening. Put your clothes in it. If you taking them off, you put them on today. Don't leave them on the floor. Put them in the basket. You feel me? But that comes with growth. That comes with understanding. But does that comes with my faith? Yes, because guess what? I know that I had to be humble. So the fact is that now I'm living with somebody new. I'm married to somebody. I gotta be humble enough to say, you know what? I'm the man. I do what I want to do. No, this is what my wife requires. Guess what? I'm going to do that. Now, on the other hand, guess what? We don't leave dirty dishes in the sink.
Right.
You feel me? Sometimes I wash. Now, sometimes she wash. You know what I'm saying? It's just we go hand in hand. She always tell me, now I don't really clean. Like I said, I'm being trying. I don't really clean. She do all the cleaning. But there are times when she be like, "Babe, can you just do this? Can you just do that?" And I'll be like, "All right." So what we have, and this all goes back to how my faith and what I believe in and how I treat my wife. She washes the clothes, I fold the clothes.
Right.
That's the agreement we have. She washes, I fold. So she'll go to the laundromat, bring the clothes, and I fold them all away. I fold them up. Boom. She put them. She put them away. You know what I'm saying?
Do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the standards that we have. But not only the standards that we have, but guess what? You have to have something you standing on, and that's what I mean by and it's morals. I look to my parents; they instilled that into me, and now guess what? I understand when I have my own what I got to do to make it happy, make it work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a different way of making things work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm preaching that, and I'm saying that is because that's important. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Most men look at that like, man, I'm doing what I want to do. And guess what? And I you know, when I say this with love and truth. You know that I'm trying to do something great, not just for for fame. This is and because what I'm about to say, yes, I'm the breadwinner, right? But I don't make my wife feel less of a person because I'm the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? I said, babe, you can have anything you want. You know what I'm saying? Let's work like a team. You know what I'm saying? And I was just working on our budget plan. You know what I'm saying? And I want her to feel comfortable. I want her to whatever her dreams and aspirations. I want her to reach those things. So I'm always encouraging her, always uplifting her, always pouring into her life because I want her to get the things that she wants mentally and spiritually. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that to you guys because that's what I want people to understand. That's what we gotta have. Uplifting one another, encouraging one another, pushing. They say putting that battery in their back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? To for them to strive to do the things that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to share that with you guys. This like I said, I'm no better than neither one of you, but just sharing that to you and just saying that everybody got to live the way they want to live and to be comfortable with. Yeah, Chef. You would like to say something, Chef?
Right. You know what I got out of that just now? You just said.
Yes.
You learned something valuable that we need to this. And when you like, what would we tell the future? How when growing up, and I think right there, you just taught me something. You learned how to listen.
Facts.
We went to school all our lives. They kept telling you, just listen. We ain't listen. Yep. And there's a certain point, it's timing with us. We learn to listen. You listen. That was you must have been in each other's space already, but that was something simple. You adjusted. You listened. You know what I'm saying? You were willing to be humble, and you adapted to it like that. And 99% of the time, 99.999, if a woman respects you and you respect them, whatever advice that we have for each other is usually to make us better.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you learn how to listen, simple tactics like that. You know what I'm saying? You came from outside from work. They don't want nothing coming from outside from work on my bed that I'm about to, my sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? You listen to that, you adapted to that, and that's making our relationship that much better. Because we could have been like, no, man, fuck this, my bed. I pay for this shit. I do what I want to do. And that would be another stage of your life that you're like, you know what? It's another stage of our life.
But also, I brought, from, my experience with my my first wife, I didn't, like you said, that's key, what you said, listening. And, I used to get out the shower and step on my clothes and the clothes wet. She used to be furious. She'd be like, yo, why you getting out the shower, stepping on the clothes, and then you put the now watch this. Then you put the wet clothes in a hamper.
Right.
We used to get into arguments about that. But see, and guess what? I was wrong. But that, like you said, the key to that was I learned from my mistakes, but then also when I thought about how Esther said certain things to me, I would say, you know what? Let me, like you said, let me listen because I don't want. I don't do negative. I don't do arguments and all that. Yeah. So if that's gonna make her upset, which getting up and throwing my clothes, okay, babe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Life is easier. Hey, let me tell you something. Like my father is, it says day one. Okay, do da da da. Okay. My mother go. My father. All right, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Might not exactly the timing, but he'll do it. And just the okay, I'll take care of it part, satisfied with before it takes an excelling. And now I've been watching my parents. When my mother gets there, they'll go to a form of prayer or meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's them listening to each other, channeling to like, all right, let's take this in a different direction. And then my mom will put her African soap opera on, and my father will go on to his room, go watch sports. They do it all over again the next day.
And look, that's why they've been married so long.
That's right.
And they found how it worked for them.
Right.
That's right.
And that's the most important thing. What works for the next man can't work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So you find a place where it works, and y'all work like a team. That's key right there. Teamwork is everything.
Right.
When you're working like a team, man, you make it you make it work. You make it work.
Right. You empower or not, listening, communication, until you lose that respect factor and loyalty, like trust, that will mess a relationship up. But if all that's right, listening is key, and prayer, match is gonna happen. You're gonna have longevity, and it'll be success. It'll succeed.
Hey, today,
Yes.
from our previous, no, you wasn't on there. It was Mrs. Simmons. No, not Mrs. Simmons. I'm sorry. What's Walt's last name? Tanika?
Oh.
Miles. Mrs.
Miles.
Mrs.
Mhm.
Miles. It was Mrs. Miles. So Ben, that you said that, you keep saying that, Chef Lionel. Let me ask you something then. This was on our previous podcast. What's more important to you? Loyalty or respect?
With respect, you'll gain. That'll come in. Loyalty comes in with respect, right? We respect each other. Loyalty. Yeah.
I said, what's more important to you?
Respect.
Respect?
Yeah.
So a person that respects you, can you be loyal to them?
Of course, right?
I'm asking you.
Yes. Yeah.
So
That's me. If you respect me, I'm loyal to you. Like until you give me a reason not to be.
You want to say something?
So is loyalty like respect as well? If you're loyal to the person, are you not respecting them?
Are you asking me a question?
Yes, that's a question for Chef.
Yeah, I could be loyal to somebody and don't respect them.
Oh, so you can be loyal to somebody and not respect them. How can you be loyal to somebody and not respect them?
I give you a job and make sure take care of you and your family. I don't respect you because you're a piece of shit. But I'll be loyal to you. I'll keep you on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? You always have a
Keep you
job.
on your schedule.
I'll keep
Yeah,
you.
keep you on.
I'll be loyal to you. You'll never lose your job. You show up to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I don't respect you. I'm not going to send you out to my forefront to represent me. For you to represent me, I got to respect you. But I'll
I
be loyal to
understand.
you. I'll keep you. I'll keep a paycheck because you come to work.
All right. Today, are you listening to him?
Yes.
Do you agree with
Yes.
him?
I can respect that because of the fact that, like saying I can be loyal, but I don't have to respect you. And I get it because there are people that live a certain lifestyle or do certain things that we have no respect for. But we have a commitment to make, which is a job. And you're basically saying when it comes to a job, I can be loyal to my performance in the job, but I still don't respect you. I respect that. I understand it completely.
I was going. I use that as an analogy. I could have went like the sexual route where like, yeah, I could bang somebody and don't fucking respect them.
All
But
right.
I'm gonna
So
be
look.
there every Wednesday to chill with you.
All right. So look.
Loyalty. That's the loyalty.
Right, that's a
I,
loyalty. But if you fall off the cliff the next day, I care. I don't respect you, and this is gonna be, wham bam, and I don't even know your name.
so look. So respect for you is more important than loyalty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's that.
Because I feel if you respect me, you got my back. You gonna show up above and beyond. If you're loyal to me, you gonna show up, but will you give me the beyond? Respecting me, knowing that I'm side by side with you. I'd rather somebody side by side than somebody just following me. Just Just making sure
Okay.
I'm happy.
So let me ask. So that's what you said. You know what loyal mean? And I'm not trying to be funny. Do you know what loyal mean?
Not the exact definition, but
All right. So respect is somebody you look. You listening?
yeah.
Oh, so, he looking up. That's why I
But
said.
I'm looking at something I have. My father gave me something, and it
Uh,
says respect on it. But his definition for respect is a positive feeling of esteem and what's it say? A person, self-esteem and difference of a person.
all right.
But I don't
So
have loyalty up here, and I'm looking for it, but I don't see.
loyalty comes with respect. If you Lionel, your friends are loyal to you, right? Your
Right.
friends are loyal. So if your friends are loyal to you, they automatically respect you.
Right.
But a person that respects you do not have to be loyal to you.
I definitely see that. I definitely see that.
So, and I'm not. I just wanted to explain
definitely
to
see that.
you.
Yeah,
You feel me? So, loyalty comes hand in hand with respect. But a person who respects you don't have to be loyal to you because you respect mom and dad, right? But they may not be loyal to you. Not
Yeah, I
saying
definitely
yours.
see that.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
I see that.
So they
I'd rather
respect you.
respect. I'd rather somebody
Not
who I know.
right. That's why I asked you what's more important to you.
I'd rather somebody who I know is gonna be side to side with me than somebody who's just gonna
But a person who
be loyal
respects
to me.
you,
Like,
a
go ahead.
person who respects you, they ain't gonna ride or die with you.
You know what it is then for me when I'm saying that? Because I only keep people that I keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm loyal to you. I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's in my circle, I think it just intertwined. Like my brother, I respect him. I'm loyal to him.
Of course, there you go. So,
you know what I'm saying?
so there you go. So, see, look, loyalty and no, this ain't right or wrong, but because everybody have a different what's important to them. What's more important to them.
Right,
Me is
right.
loyalty because, and then for me, why I say loyalty because in my loyalty, how I feel about it is loyalty and respect go hand in hand, but respect and loyalty don't go hand in hand because you can respect somebody and you don't gotta ride or die with them. Period.
Right.
Look,
Right.
like somebody said, I respect Obama. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
am I loyal to Obama? No. He came in, he was the first black president. Okay, I respect that. You got what I'm saying? But am I going to go out and be like, he'd be like, well, we're having a barbecue and you can come through. The barbecue is $200. Okay, I ain't gonna be there. I respect you, but I'm not coming to support you and come to your kids' barbecue and all that. I respect. So you know what I'm saying? I respect my my boss, but am I loyal to him? Nah, I'm not coming.
Right.
I respect him. You know what I'm saying? Because he the one who see my progress and say, you know what? Because you did a good job. I'll do something for you. Don't worry about it. It's between me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you're right. So in that perspective, definitely understand that. Like somebody who I'm loyal to, I respect them automatically.
Yeah.
Right. But I could be loyal to you. I feel like I could give you something that I know is going to help you out, and I call myself being loyal to them. But had they been loyal to me, no, they probably respect me because I give them that job every day. But they probably want to be loyal to me, and they're not loyal to me, right? They'll stab me in the back in a heartbeat, but no, they'll be in my face for overtime quick. Absolutely.
Yeah, they respect you because you they superior. You the one that sign off on their check, so they like, you know what, all right.
Right. You gonna make sure I get some overtime. I respect you for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bro, what you gonna say today, Nick?
Right.
Nope. That y'all said it all.
Right. I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
That's a good question, man. Nobody ever asked me, do I? And I've been hearing that a lot lately, and I just always went with respect, but I see it in my face all the time.
Right.
But yeah, you can't have. It's hard to gain that loyalty, to have that loyalty with somebody, and then I don't, respect it.
Yeah. And look. Here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody ride and die with you, you know what I'm saying? You telling or they telling you their deepest secret. Guess what? And they trust in the fact that you're not gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna tell nobody. You're gonna take it to your grave. You feel me?
Right.
First of all, they gotta respect you enough. Like, dang, I don't care what Lionel say, man. That's wrong. They're not gonna go back behind your back and say, you know what? I'm gonna tell Tanika, freak that.
Mhm.
They're not gonna do that.
Mhm.
They got your back. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I use this, and here's, you know, I like to, you know, use food for analogy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a chef as well. You know what I'm saying? So here's one for you. I tell people this. Some people like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Some people like Starbucks. So if they loyal to Starbucks, they not getting no Dunkin' Donuts coffee. They're not getting it. They going
Right.
they loyal to Starbucks. They're gonna get it. They're gonna find a place, whether they're going to the gas station, they're gonna find us some Starbucks coffee. If it's iced coffee, is it in a bottle, they loyal. They're
Right.
loyal to that product or that individual. So, you know, that's, you know what I'm saying? That, and I use that as an example. You know what I'm saying? If you like tasty cakes, you ain't get no other cakes but tasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whether it's chocolate, you say I don't like nothing else. I like tasty. That's all I get.
Right.
You got what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Lay's potato chips. I don't get nothing else. I get Lay's.
Right. I only get Coca-Cola. I
That's
only
it.
get Carvel.
That's it. I don't
Right.
want nothing else. I know they say it's good, but nah, I love me some Carvel. I'm gonna give me some Carvel. I'm going all out for it.
Right. And then you'll try the Haagen-Dazs. I respect that.
Yeah.
But, Carvel.
That's it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I
get
mean?
it. Yeah, I get
Right,
it. Yeah.
right today.
I get it.
Y'all
I
speaking
get
truth.
it. I get it.
But man, it was, listen. It was great. Ain't no time limit, but you know, I got to go to work tomorrow, and y'all got to go to work tomorrow, and you know what I'm saying. But it was great to have Chef Lionel on here, the big stage. You know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
nice meeting you.
Word up.
Yes, you too.
Listen, I just want to say, guys, y'all always can reach Chef Lionel at BLK_iron_chef. That's his IG. Check him out, y'all. I need y'all to check him out. And listen, always remember to like, subscribe, and guess what? We'll see y'all on Wednesday, 6:30. We here Wednesdays. We here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And sometimes we'll pop up and give y'all something special during the week or on the weekends. But you know, this is Chef Dennis signing out. It was great to have you. Love you guys. Listen, stay prayed up.
Peace, guys. Peace.
Peace.